back, guys. Darren from FBA Elite, and welcome back to another video. So this week we're going to be taking a look at why is product research so difficult. I'm sure all of you guys at some point have been stuck on product research. Sometimes you get lucky and find a great product within a few minutes, but many people will take hours, days, or sometimes weeks or months to find a good product. So what actually makes it so difficult, and what can you do about it to help you with your product research so you can finally find some great profitable products to sell on Amazon? So I've been thinking about it this week and thinking about all of the people that I've worked with over the past 3 or 4 years, and I've seen literally thousands of different products now and analyzed thousands of products on Amazon, seen people succeed in so many different ways, and also seen people fail in many ways as well. And what I noticed was a number of common attributes among the people that succeeded that helped them with their product research, and also a number of things amongst the people that failed that was one of the reasons behind why their products failed. So hopefully this video, I'm going to give you some of this information you can think about, and it will help you with your Amazon FBA product research. So the first reason that many people find Amazon FBA product research so difficult is their mindset. Now, this can mean many things. So the mindset can, I think many people always have this doubt in the back of the mind that Amazon FBA is a scam until you've actually started selling on Amazon and making money. I remember when I was looking for my first product, I was still thinking, is this too good to be true? Is this a genuine opportunity? Am I wasting my time on Amazon? And that niggling doubt in the back of the mind, it really messes with the mindset. So when you're trying to find great products, it's always getting in the way. So that's just one part of the mindset, is thinking that Amazon FBA is a scam. Or maybe you think Amazon FBA is now oversaturated, or Amazon FBA is dead. Whatever kind of sensationalist headline you might have seen bouncing about on YouTube or Instagram or TikTok, whatever it is. The truth is, there are still viable opportunities on Amazon. There are many people, and I know many throughout the FBA Elite forums, people that I've mentored as well, that are making very, very good money selling on this platform. So don't let the mindset of doubt that Amazon FBA is actually a genuine opportunity hold you back. If you forget about that and just focus on your product research, you should have better results. Now, the second reason that many people find Amazon FBA product research so difficult is they don't actually know what they're looking for. They might have seen a few YouTube videos and they've got a loose understanding of what makes a good product. But often they go off searching for someone else's criteria. They've seen someone on YouTube tell them what they believe is a good product, and then they're trying to find the same thing. So they think, right, this product has to sell 500 units per month. There must be no more than 100 reviews, and it must have a price point of £30. And that's what they're looking for. The problem is, the product research criteria needs to be unique to the person. So what makes a good product for me will be different to what makes a good product for you. So you need to develop your own product research criteria. Now, I've done videos on this in the past, and I have got a PDF that you guys can download. What it does is it gets you to take some time and think about the types of products you're looking for. So you think about what you're actually trying to make per month. And now there's many ways you can make that amount of money per month. Say you want to make £1,000. You could do that through 100 sales that are making £10 per sales, and that's your £1,000. Or you might want to do 200 sales, making £5 profit per month. But until you actually take some time to write this down, put down kind of what sales you're aiming for, the profit you're aiming for, and going through all of the other things here that I recommend you guys should check, you'll always be searching just very loosely. You'll just get lost on Amazon. You won't have focus. And when you find a product, you haven't got anything to assess it against. So you need to make sure you've got your product research checklist that I've got here that you guys can download for free, completed, so you know actually what you're looking for. Just coming to Amazon and looking for someone else's product, you're not going to find the right product for you. And that's extremely important to remember throughout your FBA journey. Your journey is going to be unique to you. So whatever your advice you hear from me or anyone else, you've got to develop the stuff that works for you, not what works for someone else. Now, on the topic of what works for someone else, this is one of the big things that used to hold me back in the early days, and it's still something that a lot of influencers talk about, and that is reviews. I see reviews hold so many sellers back. They assess a niche almost primarily on the number of reviews that the products in the niche have. So I remember when I was doing my initial research, people would be looking for products and the reviews was the thing, their leading criteria. And I remember going through this same process myself. So let's say we were looking for a chopping board, or we're going to analyze the chopping board niche. I haven't done this for a few weeks. So let's see how things have changed here. So what I used to do, and this is what I was taught in the very early days, and it's completely wrong, by the way, and people are still teaching this, so you've got to be very, very careful with this. You'd open up a niche and you'd start to look at the review count. Now ignore these because these are sponsored. Let's just scroll down until we get to the organic ones. So people would look at these, but they've been told by some influencer, you don't want to enter a niche unless the product that you're looking at has less than 100 reviews or less than 50 reviews. So to come to this niche and be like, nope, straight away, there's too many reviews. I'm going to ignore this niche and move on to the next. And I'd ignore so many niches that exclude so many products based on review count alone, because they've taken it as gospel that review count dictates how difficult it is to enter a niche. Now, I'm not saying that the reviews do play a part and the review count is something to consider. But the thing that is most important within a niche is whether you can stand out against the competition, not how many reviews that competition has. Now, if you're launching a product that is directly comparable to all of the other products and you haven't done your job correctly, then sure, the review count is extremely important because people are going to judge you based on review count and price because your products are the same. But if you've developed a product that is visually different, it's offering something different that the other products don't have, then the review count is a lot less important, as people aren't going to be making their decisions based on the number of reviews. They're going to be making the decisions based on the fact your product appeals to them, hopefully, for another reason that is more important than the review count. And that is why it is so important that you don't give too much weight into review counts. It's all about the product you're going to be developing and how you're going to be standing out within that niche. Now, while I've got X-Ray from Helium 10 open, this brings me on to another point. People seem unwilling to invest in the tools that they need to actually improve their chances of success with Amazon FBA. So they'll be willing to spend £2, £3, £4, £5,000 on stock and send that to some supplier in China, but they won't spend $50 to do the correct research, to get the right tools so they can do the full research up front. I still see people come to me that are just trying to assess a niche based on the bestseller rank of the products within that niche. They're like, oh yeah, someone on YouTube said as long as it's got a bestseller rank in the top 50,000 and that product's going to have enough demand. Well, bestseller rank and demand go hand in hand depending on what niche you're in. So what a BSR means in one niche will be different to what BSR means in another niche. So you can't use that as a gauge. You need to invest in the software. Now, whether that's free trials, which will just about do the job, I'd recommend investing properly. Get the right software. This type of software will make a big difference to your chances of success. I've been using this now for 4 years and I still use it pretty much multiple times per week, to be fair, and I'm at the point where my business is quite passive, so it's definitely worth investing in. I use Helium 10. I'll pop up some discount codes if you guys want to use this. We've got 2 discount codes. You've got FBA Elite 10. That will save you 10% off every month, which is great if you're using this long term, which most of us are. Or you can use FBA Elite 50. That will save you 50% off your first month. Or you can use either code, combine that with the annual pricing, and that will save you 25% off for the entire year, which is by far the most affordable way to buy Helium 10 if you plan to commit to your FBA business. Now, on the subject of committing to your FBA business, one of the areas that I see people struggle, or one of the reasons they find product research so hard, is that they are in a rush. Everyone is in a rush to start their business when they discover Amazon FBA. So they don't take their time. So this creates a number of problems. Firstly, they'll come to Amazon, they'll spend maybe an hour or 2 trying to find a product. And what happens is they'll get 2 or 3 products into the product research. They find a product with a little bit of potential. Then they spend the next 2 hours going on to Alibaba, contacting suppliers, and actually have completely stopped their product research. So because they're so keen to rush through the process, they end up with one product. Unless that product works out, they have to start all over again. So what you should do is actually take a bit more time with it. Take a few sessions to just shortlist the product. So when I'm doing it, I'll spend an hour or 2. I'll create a shortlist of maybe 5 to 15 products in that time. And then I'll come back the next day with fresh eyes and maybe exclude some of those products just with fresh eyes from going through them again. And then I'll start to shortlist them further. And maybe then I'll start to reach out to suppliers. I like to try and develop multiple products at the same time. So inevitably, some of them won't work out, but you'll still have a couple of fallbacks that you can go to. So if you've only developed one product, you've only found one product and things don't work out, it might be that you end up launching that product because you're so desperate to proceed, when really you should be knocking it on the head and looking at other products. So if you've got multiple products going on, you've got some fallbacks. That doesn't mean you have to launch all of them at the same time, but don't ever just proceed with one product. Always have multiple going on so that you can fall back on them if things don't work out. And it gives you that freedom to just stop a product when it's become clear there's an issue with that product. And then you can focus on the other products. So stop rushing what you're doing with your product research. That will help you stop making a number of mistakes. You won't end up settling for maybe a seasonal product. You think the stats look great and you convince yourself that a seasonal product is okay. You don't want to do that. You want to find products that sell well all year round. You also need to check the FBA fees. I see a lot of people skip that. They're so rushing through the process. I say to them, okay, what's the fulfillment fee for this? And they go, oh, I don't know. I haven't actually checked it. So slow down, take your time. Once you've found a product, look into the packaging size and dimensions and the weight, and then go and see what the FBA fees are and the fulfillment fees are for that as well. So you know that when you actually come to sell that product, what your real world profit margins are going to be. The last thing you want to do, and this is a mistake I only made with my second product, is I got the product delivered to Amazon, didn't realize the packaging put me into a slightly different category, and all of a sudden my profit margins took a huge hit on that first batch. So stop rushing, slow things down, do all of the relevant checks, check seasonality, make sure you're analyzing the correct keyword, check what the fees are going to be, make sure you're researching multiple products. Don't try and do it all in a 1 or 2 hour session. Now I know Amazon FBA is supposed to be passive, and it does have that passive potential, but there is a lot of work to do up front, and as long as you're aware of that and prepare for that and allocate time for that, you'll do well with your product research, and product research will become that little bit easier. Now going back to X-Ray, because this is to make another point, I was talking about people getting hung up on review count. But one thing I see a lot of people get hung up on as well is just looking at a niche purely on statistics. So just looking at this, and this is how they make a decision on this niche. Now this is an important part of the process. Of course you need to check all of the stats to make sure everything's going to stack up, but you should also be spending some time with your product research, actually looking at the niche. So shut down whichever sales estimator tool you're using and start to actually look at these products. This is what you're going to be looking at. How are you going to stand out? How are you going to compete against these products? This is where you want to be spending some time with your product research. Yes, it's great to look at the cold hard stats and maybe do this in 2 separate sessions. Do a session of shortlisting and then do another session where you're going through looking at each product in more detail and seeing what opportunities there are, how you can develop your product, how you can visually stand out in this niche, how you're going to compete against these established listings that have got a higher review count compared to what your new product's going to have. That's where you need to spend some time as well. So a lot of people go wrong with product research and get stuck on it because they only look at the stats rather than think about how the actual product is going to be developed that they're looking to launch. Now on to the final method, and this is something I talked about recently, and that is people keep changing the method they are using. They think there is some kind of, I think someone put it to me once, they emailed me and said, is there a secret sauce to Amazon FBA product research? And I think a lot of people do think that there's this secret recipe for finding great products or a secret method to finding great products on Amazon. The truth is many methods will get you to great products on Amazon. It all comes down to the analysis. But what I'm going to do to keep things straightforward is I'm going to pop up a link to a video now that's going to show you the best method that you can use to find products on Amazon. This will save you wasting time trying lots of different methods and doubting yourself. This will show you exactly what you need to do to find profitable products to sell on Amazon, and I recommend you guys give that a watch.